Okay, here we are. And I'm enabling the captions while I speak. Okay, you taught me to do that, Ayano, last semester. Every time I see you, I remember to put the captions onto the screen for everybody. Okay, shortest month of the year. So let's get started. So we're going to revisit the conversation that we began at the end of last class on Tuesday, and it's about admiring from afar. And we started to look at how in different cultures, when you have feelings for a person, there are different codes of conduct. In some cultures, you're supposed to just, be brave and speak your mind and directly approach them, speak from the heart. And other cultures, you're supposed to be very, take things slow, get to know the family, that sort of thing. So it was a good conversation. We'll finish that. And then we'll look at vocabulary for this story that we're reading. And then we will read exactly one half of the story. So the story is only about 4 pages, but we'll cut it in half. Before the break, we'll read the first half. Then we'll have some discussions in the breakout room, because it's a romantic comedy. You have this young man who has a crush. He's head over heels in love with this girl who he doesn't even know if she knows he exists. How does he get her attention? And we'll have a discussion about what do you think is going to happen in the story. So that's where we'll cut it exactly in half. Then we'll take our 10-minute break, and then we will finish the reading, and then we'll go over the vocabulary with a little game, vocabulary taboo. That's the plan. And you'll have plenty of time to finish the short writing assignment for next week. Sound good, everybody? Ready or not, let's get moving. So if anybody missed the last part of Tuesday's class, this was a slide and an activator question that I gave everybody. And the concept is admiring from afar. And I said, in your culture, when you have feelings for someone, how do you get their attention? Do you just approach them directly? Is that what you're supposed to do? Do you find some other covert way to get their attention? Do you completely contain your feelings and make yourself noticeable? What is the code of conduct? What do you do in your culture? Every culture is different. Let's revisit those conversations. And you've had about 48 hours to think since those conversations. Who wants to begin? Freyates,
I can
yes.
start.
Please tell us. In your
Uh,
culture, what do you do if you have feelings for someone? How do you get their
uh,
attention?
in my culture, I see we are a little aggressive for men.
Interesting.
In my culture, if a man feel attractive with someone, he is directly said, okay, I feel attractive with you. I can invite you to drink something, to eat, or whatever.
Okay.
For girls, I think they are a little shy, different, maybe smile, just give some chocolate, or, it's
Okay,
catching
so
attention different.
interesting.
I have a son, he's 15, and, I can see how they do at the school. And nowadays, I think the girls are a little aggressive too, because I asked to him, he's quiet. I said, oh my God, what's happening? But everything is similar, but
So
and I
you're
think
noticing the girls in America are aggressive the
yes,
way.
they are.
Ah, interesting.
But he's not living here. He's living in my country.
Oh, he's in the DR now. Okay,
Yes, and in the
very
school
interesting.
they give. They touch his hair. They said, "Oh, you have beautiful hair. I love your hair." It's
Wow.
yes. It's
How
what I see.
how does he feel about that being, you know,
Uh,
a target? Is he comfortable with that?
he was. I think he's growing now. He's feeling better. But in the past, he said, "Oh, mom, I am a child. I can be in love." He said it like,
Mm,
but now he's little open about that. Now I think
okay.
he's like that.
All right. Very interesting. So when you were younger, girls were supposed to be shy, and now that's changed a little bit?
Yes, we were supposed to be shy. Everything
Huh.
is changing. Yes.
Very interesting point. So the the culture can change with time. Very interesting.
Yes, and
Well,
influence also,
yeah. What about boys?
transculturation
Are
is.
boys still supposed to be that, strong and aggressive? I like you. You will be mine. That
I think the
direct kind
boys
of.
are coming down. I think about that because
Wow.
I think we are growing in our we are more open nowadays. In the
Yeah,
past you have to wait the men say something, but nowadays we talk too about that.
that's absolutely fascinating. So is it okay now for a boy to be shy?
I think now it's okay. It's the
Huh.
people is more open. It's normal, I think.
Very interesting. Thank you. Great start, Fraertes. Who wants to go next?
I think teacher.
Who's sorry? Fu Freite, I'm Gracie.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Gracie. You know what? I'm sorry, Gracie, because you had your camera off and I saw the yellow light around
Oh,
Fraertes' circle, and
sorry.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Okay, so yeah, all right. So yeah. I called on Great Fraertes because I think you know how when somebody talks, the box has a yellow screen, like noise is coming from there. So I thought that was, I was like, I did think, I was like, huh, Fraertes sounds a little different today. But you both have a similar accent. You're both from the DR, so I was like, she sounds a little different. I was like, okay, it's because
Yes.
you can't. Both your camera was off, Gracie. I was like, huh, interesting. Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, who
Okay.
who wants to go next? I don't have to. I'm not forcing Fraertes to say anything. Did you want to share?
Yes, it's
Okay,
okay.
go for it. Go for it. All right.
I think teacher, my culture is different
Mhm.
because somebody maybe is very details.
Say it again.
Give a lot of gift when
Oh
maybe they feeling for somebody, Oh,
there's so
I,
gift giving. You have to give them
yes,
something. Okay,
sometimes because
interesting.
um in another way, sometimes the guys is very, like Gracie said, very aggressive.
Uh-huh.
Is a say or time says something bad about you, maybe
Fascinating.
because if you feel bad, maybe you can talk more with that person, Oh, you are
Okay.
ugly, nobody like you, because maybe you say, oh, I don't like, I'm ugly, only that's gay, maybe he's love me,
Huh. So it
It's
sounds like there's
great.
a strange game people are playing.
Yes,
Okay.
that's, but
Interesting.
it's crazy. But in my case, when I was teenagers, uh, sometimes somebody give me gift,
Hmm.
and give me letters. But sometimes somebody say very bad thing about me. I don't know
Mhm.
why. Say why you say that, and after he told me, oh, I love you. For that reason,
Ah.
I am here with you.
It's
Okay,
crazy.
because it's not a way.
I loved you. That's why I decided to ruin your life.
Yes, but it's crazy. My culture is
Teacher,
Wow.
crazy.
but But I think so it's not for culture, maybe it's for personal feeling because
I think
the
so. Yes.
yeah, because everybody is different, because maybe some men is aggressive with me. I wrong because because I think so the law is beautiful and
Maybe they don't know express their feelings,
the
teachers.
feelings.
Sometimes
Interesting.
somebody don't know why
Well,
they feelings.
here's something interesting, and to answer what Monica brought in. If a man, in this case, is not capable of expressing their feelings,
Mhm.
why is that? Is it because they personally
Maybe
are very
shy,
are they
shy,
personally very
yeah,
shy, or have they been
yeah.
given some type of message that they should not express their feelings?
And my culture is very, I don't know say that in English, but all time the mama or daddy say, oh, the guys no cry, the boys no cries,
Oh yeah.
the boy is the boss, maybe
Mm,
for that. The boys maybe don't can feeling something, because when you say
okay.
a boy, you say, oh, the man no cries, you
Mhm.
say, oh, you don't care, you can't express your feelings, because if you express your feeling, you are maybe a a girl or like that, teacher. I don't know
Mhm.
if you
No, I know you're making perfect sense. So yes, there's definitely an effect. If somebody's told they're not allowed to express themselves, it it might come out in a very uh, strange, or I'll use a big word like convoluted way. And
We are
Yes.
um,
changing about that. We are changing about that. We are changing, extremely, that the past attitude for our countries. We are different now.
I just realized we have Monica, Fraertes, and Gracie. You're all from the same country. Let's get another perspective in there. Let's see. Let's go somewhere else, to some other part of the world. Um, so let's hear from anyone who is not from the DR. Ayano,
Yes.
Fatima, Julia. The question or Doris, the question we're discussing: in your culture, when you have feelings for someone, how do you get their attention? What's the appropriate way to get their attention? The
Okay,
same
sorry,
discussion we had last week. No problem.
my
You're good.
computer goes down.
Doris, tell us about Doris from Cape Verde.
Yes, in my country, in the time of my grandparents, they would have to, the man goes to the parents from
Ah,
the girl to ask him for your hands and to say I want to marry with her, and the man needs to prove and have support the family and have animals, house, and because the father don't give the girl um to don't make to have a problem with food, with stay in a big house, or maybe small house, but you need to stay comfortable. And now is different. The cultures change. Now
uh-huh.
you can feel something, and you can send a message on Facebook, on social media, and to say hi.
Interesting.
I like you, and you go around to go to restaurant and the park, and you can know each other.
Do you still have to get the approval of the family?
Yes, yes,
So that has not really changed. You still
uh,
must, like,
yes, but not
the two can
legally.
begin, but
Yes,
then if the family says no, game over. Is that the
no,
case?
no, no way. Now you can fight for your love is different, but
Okay.
because something changed. But in the village, you can still find the same culture.
There's writing two words down. So what Doris has pointed out is that she said there's a generational difference And there's also a regional
Yes.
difference. So
Teacher,
if, hang on a second. So if you are of one generation, there's a different custom. And if you are of a different region, if you're from the small town or the big city, there's a different custom.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, who's next? Go for it.
I want to ask to Dory, if they go into the family from the first time, they feel attractive, or they have another way to communicate?
Good question.
My grandmother said she saw my grandfather, but she can't go to say, I like you. But my grandfather go to the parents' house and say, I want to know her. I want to marry her.
And
Yes.
now,
My grandfather stay now with 16 years old together.
Interesting. There was some that actually kind of reminds me of a bit when I with my wife and I, because we're two cultures. I'm American, she's Chinese. When we were both living in China, we had been together, but I had to essentially pass the test, meeting her parents. I had to prove that I had like some kind of stability financially, and I wasn't crazy. It was kind of like
Yes.
so when I met them, it wasn't like meeting American parents where they, hi, how are you? Let's talk. What do we have in common? It was very direct. Like, what do you do for a living? How much money do you make? What is your plan for the
like that.
future? It was like it was like laying out a business plan. Very,
Yes.
very different from America. It was like, so how do we know our daughter is going to uh have stability if she's with you, even though she's educated and has a career herself? But that was still, look, I had to pass. It was like a test I had to pass.
But I would like to the 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 time of my grandfather parents, because now you have a more cheating, you have more disrespect in the relationship.
Mm,
You when your parents stay around, you feel more respect. I think is very important to show your family, and you show you have a protection for your family, and I think you have a more respect.
nice. Thank you, Doris. Okay, who's next? Who wants to share? Ayano, you want to tell us about Japan?
Yes.
You look like you wanted to share. Tell us about Japan. What do you do? How do you get someone's attention? What's the custom?
In Japan, the way to approach is depends on the situation or age or sex.
Huh.
The high school students
Mhm.
want to hide their feelings, so they expose their feeling to only their best friend. Then
Okay.
at first, they are starting group date. Then eventually, a man and a woman is dating only two of them.
I think I know what you mean by group date. It's not as common here in America, but like like if one person likes somebody else, they go out with their friends, and if their friends kind of say okay, then it's okay. Is that a group? What you mean by a group
Yeah,
date?
go out with their friends.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's yeah.
their friends and can support the man or women, a woman is going well.
I know exactly what you mean. So like, it's not enough to say to get the one person to like you. You have to get their friends to like you too.
Mhm.
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
Julia. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going, Ayano.
but someone who want to get married is hurry. The people who want to marry uh, don't have enough time to get married, so more aggressive approach.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
Does that
they take
change
it
as you get older?
directly.
Does that
Yeah,
change as you get older? Like, is there pressure at a certain age? You must get married by this age?
yeah, around 30.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when you're approaching 30, there's this pressure from everybody like, okay, get married right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. That's a familiar story. Julia, thank you so much, Adam. Julia, tell us about the Ukraine.
Yeah, good morning. Sorry, I'm late today.
You're fine. You're great.
Expressing feeling in my country, it's like
Uh-huh.
easier, I think. Most adult people talk about feeling very openly.
Mhm.
And of course, it's like independence of the characters of a person, because many people are shy and then um, give some, like, gifts or hits to understand about feeling another people. But if talk about people like me or young people generation under 25 years, I think
Yep.
most people meet on the internet. It's like very popular, and
Yep.
they start relationship here because it's like easier.
Yeah.
You can to look at person, follow their interest, talk about sympathetic without like dramatic for your feelings.
Mhm.
But I think this way have like another turn, because many people like can't that doesn't
Mhm.
can to meet people in offline, like meeting on the street or another like affair, because they feeling like uncomfortable, and it's like very big minus to for young people, I think.
You made you made a really excellent point, and I wasn't even thinking about this.
Yeah.
The story that we're reading is set in the end of the 20th century, so like the 1990s. The characters in this story, it's set in an American middle school. They're actually going through something that middle school kids in America would not experience, and that's the face-to-face courtship. I'm sending us a study from the Atlantic from 2017 to everybody right now. And I'm sending it in the WhatsApp group, and I'm going to show just a fraction of the video. This is close to Julia's point. I'll tell you a story. When in the mid 2000s in America, one of my best friends met his now wife of 18 years on the internet. But when they talked to people and talked about how they knew each other, they were embarrassed to say they met on the internet. If you can believe that. In the 2000s, people were like, you met online? That's so weird. What are you what are you, crazy people? Now it's almost the opposite. Everybody's supposed to meet online. And then when you pass the test online, okay, does this person get enough? It's like a Yelp review before you go to a restaurant. You have to have your internet presence. You have to see, okay, do people give this person a bad review? Do my friends vouch for this? Does this person look like they have a life? And then you will meet them in person. And so you have to pass the test on the screen first today. Very much so. And I remember, I think I'm of the last generation to in this country at least, to start the courtship face to face before starting online. I remember the early days of before I was married, the early days of social networking. Like I remember meeting somebody in person and then chatting with a platform like MySpace, and it's before your time, but there was the beginning of that interaction on screen, but it wasn't normal. Now it's normal to meet a person first on screen and then you meet face to face. That's perfectly normal today. I just shared this video from the Atlantic, from a study they did. Very, very interesting stuff. So thank you so much, Julia. Excellent generational difference there. Fatima, would you like to take us to Morocco?
Yes.
Tell us everything. So, what do you do in Morocco if you have feelings for someone?
It's the same like here, like maybe ask if you meet someone like outside and you feel something about him or her, maybe you ask about the hour, what time it is, can you show me the street when I want to go there. Then when you starting to know each other, he's gonna go to your parents to talk with parent, then you're gonna start the next step to how to get married.
So you have to get the parents' approval first.
Yeah.
How serious is that in Morocco? Is it like a get it, or is it like, okay, I must get their parents to like me?
No. Usually in Morocco, the parent just they want to see her like the daughter happy, the girl happy.
Okay.
Usually they don't care about what you have, or if you can go married. Then if you don't have like if you have like small job, you can go married. They don't
That's
care.
interesting.
They don't care a lot about the money.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Usually all, yeah, not all, because you know, but most of all the people, they don't care about the money. They don't care about he's nice, he's gonna respect her daughter, he's gonna make her happy. That's all.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Okay. Let's anyone else want to share before we get into the reading the rest of the story and learning this vocab? Sharing is the fun part. Now we're going to get into the reading of the vocabulary. Anyone else want to share? Okay, so let's go back to the vocabulary. Who remembers these first 4 words we learned last class? Okay. All right. So I'll underline, actually, yeah, I'll put a star next to these 4 words. Okay. Who remembers this one? Think Catholic. Young people. Viviana.
Hello, teacher. Thank you.
Hello.
Catechism is
Catechism. Yes.
it's a kind of a course or kind of preparation for do or for get one step inside the Catholic Church.
Yes. So like a religious school
About the religious, yeah.
for Catholics. Very good. And this is the story set in a Mexican American community. So a lot of the kids go to catechism, and he admired her since catechism, since they were young. All right. Who remembers Siberia? Remember, it's a place. What's Siberia?
It's part of Russia.
Excellent. Yes. Part of Russia, the more rural, spread out part of Russia. All right. Good job, Ayano. Okay. Who remembers homeroom? For those with kids in school in America, you know what a homeroom is.
Yes, it's the
What-
okay, go ahead.
You know, take it. It's okay.
It's the first place when you go in the morning.
Exactly. So first place, you go to school in the morning, the homeroom teacher takes attendance, and then you go to your first class. All right. And who remembers this word? The scowl. What is a scowl?
A kind of ugly face, like the
Exactly. So the scowl, I showed you the slide of the scowls in the GQ magazine. Yes. So it's kind of a dirty look like this. So let me actually see. I think when I was young, when I was a kid at this age, I was really into a lot of like 90s hip hop. And I remember there was a rapper named Sticky Fingers who had the best, most exaggerated scowl. Fabulous. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Sticky Fingers from the group Onyx. And this was 90s hip hop. Okay, so in my generation, this was what I would have been. Okay. And this guy had like, he would take his shirt off in the rap videos. He'd have all the muscles and he would give this dirty look like. So when I was like 14 years old, my perception of what a man is supposed to be would have been like that. I just sent them to the WhatsApp. So I kind of relate very much to these young boys in this time thinking, what is a man supposed to look like? Oh, there it is. That's what men are supposed to do. No smiling, very serious. Look like you're in charge. Look like the angry boss. Look like you can command an army. The very stern eyes, the kind of. So in this story, Victor and his friend are walking around the hallways practicing their scowls, and they're getting very strange looks from the girls. New words for today. Here we go. Lingered. Everybody can practice that pronunciation with me. Lingered. What does it mean to
linger.
linger?
Stay, no leave.
Yeah, to stay. To linger just means to remain, to stay. Excellent. This can be an adjective or a noun. In the story, it's a noun. Novel, as in reading a novel. A novel.
Mhm.
Loudspeaker. Who knows what is a loudspeaker?
Someone speaks so loud. No.
Yeah, well, not exactly.
Could be the
Good
device.
guess. A loudspeaker is it's this like a stereo, like a speaker on a stereo, a radio.
Mhm.
And it's when the principal makes an announcement for the school, and you hear it from the loudspeaker. And in most public schools, the loudspeakers are always broken. So you hear kind of a crackling kind of sound like that. If you ever been in an old train and you hear this like an announcement, you're like, what did they say? So the speaker, you hear the bell to go to the next class from the speaker. So it means the literal speaker, like I wish I had a speaker around. Hang on 1 second. Do I have a speaker? Oh yeah, hold on. This. So it doesn't mean like a person talking. This is a speaker. So one of these, this piece of equipment would be is hanging from the corner of the room, and it's usually terrible sound. And whenever there's an announcement for the school, it comes through a loudspeaker, and it's always kind of annoying. the loudspeaker. All right. So let's pick it up where we left off. And it's time to read. I'll go into the Google Classroom page. Here we are. And just a refresher. So here is a link to the story that we're reading. There's one typo in the first paragraph, as we pointed out. And this is the prompt for the writing assignment due the 7th next week. So when we go in, we read right here. Read right here. Okay. First day of school. We know that they live in Fresno, California. He is going to take French because Teresa takes French. And I'm going to let's see. Teresa takes French. And then he meets his friend Victor. Michael and Victor are the two main characters. Michael, Victor, and Teresa, really. And they shake hands, kind of like this. And then he says, how come you're making that face? I ain't making that face. This is my face, Michael said. And there comes the scowl. Who would like to read this paragraph that I'm highlighting right here? I ain't making that face. This is my face. Andres, you up for reading today?
Sure.
All right, go for it. I ain't making a face, essay. This is my face.
I'm making a face that said, this is my face, Michael said. His face has changed during the summer. He had read a GQ magazine that his older brother had borrowed from the bookmobile, and noticed that the male models all had the same look in their faces. They will stand one arm around a beautiful woman in a scarf. They will sit in the pool. They will sit at the pool. The ripple stomachs, dark with shadow, and a scarf. They will sit at dinner tables, cool drinks in their hair, in their hands, and a scarf.
There we go. Thank you, Andres. All right, who could take the next paragraph? Claudia, would you like to take this next one?
Yes, I think it works. Michael say he is cold and let his upper lip quiver. His teeth showed along with the ferocity of his soul. Belinda Reyes walked by a while ago and looked at me. He said.
Excellent. Who wants to read? Now, just a reminder, a great look at a scowl. This picture that I just posted of sticky fingers. So the scowl, upper lip is quivering. So what I'd like to do right now, okay, we get this perspective of these young boys who believe somehow that this is what a man is supposed to look like. So imagine everybody that you are in a middle school and you have these two 13-year-olds wandering around, scowling. What is the reaction going to be on your face when you see this from a bunch of 13-year-old boys in an American middle school? What would your reaction be? If you could turn on your camera, I want to see what the reaction would be. Okay. Frailties. Okay, Frailties is laughing. Frailties would just laugh at the boys.
Teacher,
Okay.
is when the guys look like that, just it's sexy, you know. It's sexy.
Okay, so Frailties, it's working. Oh my goodness, it's actually working. It's working. The angry face.
It's sexy, teacher.
It is
I don't
sexy.
know
Okay.
why, but it's sexy, and
There we
you
go.
interesting for that guy more.
It's a personal perception.
Okay.
Because
Great,
I
Gracie.
remember-
What would your reaction be if you saw this as a kid and you see a bunch of boys giving you this angry face? Freyatis is like, Freyatis is turned on. She's like, wow, I want some of that. What would your reaction be, Gracie?
I would say he's immature. He's catching attention.
So Gracie's is gonna look like Gracie's gonna looking like turn right around, walk the other way, young man. Keep it moving.
It's
Francis
my
is like,
son. It's my son attitude. He said, "Mom, I want muscle." It's my son attitude. You know, I said, "I want muscle because I want to get respect. I want to look like a big man." But he's 15. You know, it's the attitude.
my son is almost 8 years old and he still like tries to make muscles in the mirror, like,
Yeah,
I need my
yes.
muscles. You know.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Ayano, if you saw, imagine you're in school and you see a bunch of boys with these ridiculous faces or sexy faces, what would your reaction be? Just like Gracie's saying no, nah. Freyatis is like, Freyatis's reaction is like,
yes,
you know.
because my husband, he taught me like that, you know.
Oh wow. So he gave you one of these, like,
Yes, that's why I remember.
It's
I
working.
remember when my
It's
husband
working.
is up like that. Me, you know, interesting. Oh, what do you think about
Fascinating.
me? Why you has that face? That's interesting. And for me, sexy. When
But,
somebody
yeah.
now look
Uh-huh.
like me, I try to run because you know I run.
So this is great. This is great. Okay. So now we're in the moment. Let's go back to the story. We're in the moment. All right. So Victor says, okay, Belinda Reyes walked by a while ago and she looked at me. And, you know, it could have been the reaction from Gracie is WTF from that face. But the reaction from Freyatis is he's the one. So who knows? Let's keep it moving. And there's a question right here in the margin. When the boys scowl at the girl, when the boys scowl, the girls look at them. What might be the girls might be thinking? That's the question I've been asking everyone. What are those young ladies thinking? Fatima, what do you think the girls might be thinking? Just, is it, or is it, wow.
Maybe, yeah, we're gonna, and for me, for my opinion, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like weird for them. I don't know.
Weird. Like,
Yeah.
just like weird, like, what is that? What the hell
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Let's see, Julia, quick question. You are maybe a decade removed from this age. In your culture, do the boys make that kind of stern face the way the American boys do?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
same.
Does it work?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, so Freyatis, you're not alone. It's working. So yes. So if it's not, so if you don't find the one, so I remember, gentlemen watching this recording, if you have an angry face, go to the Ukraine or go to the DR. If it's not working in America,
No.
you will find the one. Okay.
No the art teacher.
Okay. Why?
No,
Monica says, no, there's too much competition. Okay. No.
no, in general, because when I saw the men is cold, maybe it's
Scowl,
the
yeah.
aggressive, it's the aggressive
Actually-
people, yeah. It's not
Actually,
good for me.
nowadays it
Tell us,
does- it
Andres,
does
what are you
work.
thinking?
It does work nowadays. If it working, not for me, but I've seen.
So it works to have that, like,
Yeah,
That-
because
this
I
kinda
haven't
like-
been in the art, but I seen it works.
where are you from, Andres? I forgot.
I'm from the art.
Oh, also DR. Okay, so it works. Okay, So these guys are onto something. So Victor is really onto something. Who wants to read next? Fraertes, yes.
Peter Peter didn't say anything. Thought his friend looked pretty strange.
Strange, yep.
They talked about recent movies, baseball, their parents, and the horrors of picking grapes in order to buy their fourth class. Picking grapes was like living in Siberia, except hot and more boring.
So here's the word Siberia, and this is actually ironic. Now, who can identify the irony? Julia could figure out the irony. So these kids they're in a working class town. To get new clothes for school, they have to work over the summer. And California is known for wine, and this is wine country, vineyards. And it's and a way to make a little extra cash when you're when you're a kid is to pick grapes in the summer. So to get those new clothes to look good when you go back to school, these kids are picking grapes and they hate it. It's tough work. But they compared picking grapes in the hot sun to Siberia. That's a punchline. You laugh at that point. Why is that a joke? Julia, remind us what the weather's like in Siberia.
Very cold. It's
You
like minus.
freeze.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
when you read the line that the writer put in, picking grapes in the hot sun. It's like Siberia, except hot.
Yeah.
So it's the joke. It's like, because in Siberia, you freeze to death. You don't like sweat in the hot sun. You freeze to death in Siberia. So it's the tone. This is called tone, Tone. The tone of this piece of writing is comedy. The whole idea is that you read, chuckle, read, chuckle. It's like early comedy writing, like before David Sedaris and other more famous comedy writers in English. Anyway, here we go.
Me,
Anybody want to
teacher.
read the dialogue?
Me.
Who wants to go for it?
What classes are you taking? Michael say, schooling. Friend, how about you? Spanish, Latin, to so good at it even is in Mexican. I know either, but I am better at in than math. That's for sure.
Excellent. And this is also comedy. I'm taking Spanish. I'm not good at it, even though I'm Mexican. Punchline. That's where you're supposed to laugh. So next reader, a tiny 3-beat bell.
Can I?
Go for it.
A tiny 3-bit bell, probable student to their homerooms. The two friends sucked each other in the arm and went their ways. Victor, thinking a man that weird, Michael think making a face makes him handsome.
So Michael doesn't buy it that he's got to do the weird face. Victor's all in. Victor's like, okay, girls, here's my face. So let's see. Who's next? Ayano, you want to try?
Yes. On the way to his homeroom, Victor tried a scowl. He felt foolish until out of the corner of his eye, he saw a girl looking at him. He thought maybe it does work. He scored with greater conviction.
Beautiful. I was making this noise. Everybody can go. This is a literary technique. It's called onomatopoeia. I know it's a crazy word. Onomatopoeia is these are not real words. They are words for sounds. Every language has different onomatopoeia. So if somebody's thinking, when you're thinking in a different language, you actually make different sounds. So some languages, like the sound might be uh, uh, uh. Americans go, hmm. Not every culture makes the same onomatopoeia sounds when they're thinking, but that's what this word is. Out of the corner of his eye, like this, he saw a girl looking at him. He thought, maybe it does work. So it's cluing you into the sound. So if you try to look up UMM in the dictionary, nothing's coming up. It's just telling you what sound he's making while he's thinking. Good job, Ayano. Long paragraph. Who's next? Shamara, you want to go for it? Nope. Oh,
Can
yeah,
I?
go for it. Absolutely. Fatima, yes.
In the homeroom, rule was taken, emergency card were passed out, and they were given a bulletin to take home to their parents. The
Bulletin,
principal
a bulletin.
bulletin, okay, bulletin to take home to their parents. The principal, Mr. Belton, spoke over the crackly loudspeaker, welcoming the student to a new year, new experience, and a new friendship. The students squirmed in their chair and ignored him. Uh, they were what teacher?
Yep. They were, let's see, ignore anxious,
Uh,
anxious.
anxious to
Yep.
go to the first period. Victor sat calmly, thinking of Teresa, who sat 2 rows away, reading a paperback novel. This would be his lucky year. She was
Yes.
in his homeroom and would probably be in his English and math classes. And of course, French.
All right. Now, what this strategy Victor is using, he positions himself by the door.
Mhm.
So in American culture, oftentimes when you admire somebody from afar, one person might come up with a plan for the other person to run into them and make it look like it was an accident. Oh, I didn't know you would be here. Of course you did. So making yourself in the line of putting yourself as a target. Okay, notice
Mhm.
me, notice me. This is essentially what Victor's doing. He's not going for the funny faces, but Teresa is talking with the teacher, blah blah blah. Everybody else left, and Victor just stands there by the door. So that's his strategy. What in the world is this kid going to say to her? Is he going to come up with something really clever to say? Is he going to make the funny face like his friend Michael? What's he going to do? I'll read the dialogue. So you think I should talk to Mr. Gaines? She asked the teacher. She would know about ballet. She would be a good bet, said the teacher said, then added, or the gym teacher, Mr. Garza. So talking to the teacher, blah, 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 blah. And here's that vocabulary word. Let's see. Anybody, Doris, you want to read this one?
Yes,
Victor.
lingered, keeping his head down and staring at his desk. He wanted to leave when she did so he could bump into her and say something clever.
Okay, there he is. So I drew a picture on the left. Okay, there he is. He's trying to say all the other kids have left the room. He has no reason to be there but to get in her face. Do you think he's going to say something clever or is he going to say something stupid? What do you think? Is this kid gonna is he really clever? He's gonna say something to win her heart, or is he just gonna make a fool out of himself? What's he gonna do? Let's
I
find out.
think,
Okay, here we go. Who wants to read this part? Monica, you want to read it?
Yes,
He watched her on the sly.
he watched he watched her on the slide as they turned to leave. He stood up and walked to the door, where he managed to catch her eyes. She smiled and said, "Hi, Victor."
Monica, read this next one.
Okay. He smiled back and said, "Yes, that's me." His brown face blush. It's funny. Why haven't he say, "Hi, Teresa," or how how's, how was your summer, or something nice?
Oh, come on, kid. You got to do better than that. You got in her way. She noticed you, man. She even knows your name. She knows your name, kid. And all you can say is, that's me. I'm Victor. That's all you said to her. Come on, kid. You got to do better than that. Okay, so what does everybody think is going to happen? Find out after the break. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, take a break, 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Remarkable. Okay. He smiled back and said, yeah, that's me. His brown face blushed. Why hadn't he said, hi, Teresa, or how was your summer? Something nice. Let's get the next reader. Who would like to read this paragraph?
Can I?
Yes.
As Teresa walked down the hall, Victor walked the other way, looking back, admiring how gracefully she walked, one foot in front of the other. So much for being in the same class. He thought as the trigger to English uh, to practice scowling.
All right. Let's do the next reader. Who wants to take it? And you can
Me.
take the dialogue as well. Go for it.
Okay. In English, they reviewed the part of speech. Mr. Lucas, a poorly man, welded down to the eyes, asking what is a noun, a person, place, or thing. Say the class in unison.
Unison. Yep. Very
Yes. Now somebody give me main example of person you Victor Rodriguez.
Okay. Excellent. So in English class, the English teacher says, what's a noun? What's a verb? Parts of speech. Turns to Victor. Give me an example of a person. What do you think Victor's going to say? First thing on his mind. Teresa. Fatima, you want to read this one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Teresa, Victor said automatically. Some of the girls giggled. They know he had a crush on Teresa. He felt himself blushing again.
Yep. Sounds like a familiar story.
Mhm.
Correct, Mr. Lucas said. Now provide me with a place. Mr. Lucas called on a freckled kid. That's a vocabulary word there, freckled, who answered, Teresa's house with a kitchen full of big brothers. So everybody knows that he's got a crush on this girl. Um, I'm actually going to give everybody some vocab. I should do this. Okay, so freckled, that's like little spots on the face. Gracefully, elegantly. Automatically, that's like instantly. These 4 words will be new. Who knows what is horizon?
No.
Okay, horizontal is left and right. And if you ever look at the sunset, there's a line that's called the horizon. So later in the
Horizon.
story, Victor looking and he's looking across the, I'm sorry, Michael is looking, it's the horizon. Okay, daydream. Daydream. To daydream means to dream while your eyes are open. To daydream. Mumble. Mumble means to just make no noise with your mouth, but nobody can understand you, is to mumble.
Mhm.
Whisper. Who knows what is whisper? This is whispering.
I know.
Whispering. Okay, so these 4 vocab words: horizon, left and right; daydream, just dream with your eyes open; mumble, to talk and nobody understands you; whisper, to talk softly. Okay, these words are coming up in the story.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. All right. Who's the next reader? Doris, you want to read?
Okay. After English Victor had met weakest subject, he
His
said in the back,
weakest subject, yeah.
weakest subject. He sat in the back by the window, hoping that the could not be called on.
Called on, yeah.
Peter understood most of the problems, but some of the stuff looked like the teacher made it up as she went along. It was confusing, like the inside of a watch.
That's a beautiful image. Imagine being in the inside of a watch. That would be confusing.
Yeah.
I'll read this next part. After math, he had a 15-minute break, then social studies, and finally lunch. He bought a tuna casserole with buttered rolls, some fruit cocktail, and milk. I'll send a picture of a tuna casserole to everybody in a minute.
Okay.
Who wants to read next?
Yeah, I guess so. Can I?
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess so. They ate slowly, Victor scanning the horizon for a glimpse of Teresa. He didn't see her. She must have brought lunch. He threw and is eating outside. Victor scrapped his plate and left Michael, who was busy scowling at the girl,
Scowling.
scowling at the girl 2 tables away.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. And if you're curious what a tuna casserole looks like, it's in WhatsApp. It's like pasta and tuna baked.
Okay.
All right. Now here comes the word horizon. Good job. Oh, and it's scowled. I know it's a tough word, but it's scowl. Scowl. Who wants?
Scowl.
Yeah, perfect. Scowl. Who wants to read next?
Can I?
Yes, absolutely.
The small triangle-shaped campus bustled with a student talking about their new classes. Everyone was in a sunny mood. Victor hurried to the bag lunch area, where he sat down and opened his math book. Um,
He moved his lips as if he were reading, but his mind was somewhere else. He raised his eye slowly and looked around. No, Teresa. It's
Yep.
funny.
Yeah. Who's
I want
next?
me to finish? Okay.
Yeah, you can keep going. Does anybody else want to read? Take it, Fatima. Go ahead.
He lowered his eyes, pretending to study, then looked slowly to the left. No, Teresa. He turned a page in the book and stared at the same math problems. That scared him because he knew he would have to do them eventually. He looked at the right, still losing of her. He stretched out
Stretched out lazily.
lazily in an attempt to disguise his snooping.
Good. So he's just like this. He's obviously looking for somebody, but he wants to look like he's not searching for her. Then he saw her. Who wants to read the next paragraph?
I can try
At
to.
night,
Go for it. Is that Monica? Yeah.
Yeah. Then he saw her. She was sitting with a girlfriend under a plum tree. Peter moved to a table near her and they dreamed about taking her to a movie. When the bell sounded, Teresa looked up and their eyes met. She smiled
Sweetly.
sweetly and gathered her books. Her next class was French, same as Victor.
Aha.
Ah,
There we
luckily.
go. Yeah. Okay. Who wants to read the next
at night,
paragraph? Yes.
they were among the last students to arrive in class, so all the good desks in the back had already been taken. Victor was forced to sit near the front, a few desks away from Teresa, while Mr.
Bueller. Yeah.
Bureau wrote French words on the chalkboard. The bell rang, and Mr. Bureau wiped his hands, turned to the class, and said bonjour.
Bonjour, braved a few students. Bonjour, whispered Victor. He wondered
Brave.
if Teresa had heard him. Okay, so now he's in French and Teresa is in French.
Two in French.
Yeah. Yeah. He's do you so I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna pause right here. We're gonna do a quick breakout room. And I'm gonna
Okay.
ask this question. How will Victor get her attention? So we know something is going to happen. He wants to do something in French class to get her attention. What is he going to do? Let's go into breakout rooms and I want everybody to guess. Talk to each other. What do you think he's going to do? Is he going to sit quietly and look like a really serious student because he thinks that's what she's going to like? Is he going to keep his hand up answering every question? Is he going to get up and do a little dance? What do you think he's going to do? He's going to do something. This is anticipation. Now, whatever he's going to do, we get a hint that she not only knows he exists, she maybe even kind of likes him. Is he going to mess it up by looking like a fool? Or is he going to win her heart? What's going to happen at the end of the story? So let's go into breakout rooms and discuss. Victor's going to do something. And how will Teresa respond? Okay. Let's see how many people. Yeah, let's do 2 breakout rooms. That'll be 5 each. Here we go. 6 each. Yep. 2 breakout rooms. Okay, join your breakout rooms now. I want to see a few hands. I want to get everybody to guess what's going to happen. So the story's about to end. Victor's got to get her attention. He doesn't know what to do. So let's get a few guesses. What do you think Victor is going to do? Fatima, can you share what you just said when I was in the breakout room? It was really funny. Fatima has an interesting theory. Go for it.
Maybe he's gonna sing French song.
There you go. He's going to get up and sing a song. All right. Let's get another guess. Doris, what do you think Victor's going to do?
I think it's the same. Try to speak French to impress her.
Try to speak French to impress her. Okay.
And
Andres, what do you think he's going to do?
Ahí está, ya, abrile.
I don't know, like what she say.
He's going to do something. Ayano, what do you think he's going to do? Because you had an idea.
He says something in French.
Okay, so he's going to raise his hand and try to look smart by answering questions, like speaking a little French in class. Okay. Any
Excuse
other
me, teacher.
guesses?
Maybe he loudspeaker when maybe one pay attention, Teresa.
So he's just going to run his mouth.
Loudspeaker, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So remember, in the story, the vocabulary loudspeaker, it's not a person, it's a speaker like this.
Is
Okay.
the people talk?
No. In this story, it's an actual physical speaker. But you could say he's gonna do something to get her attention. He's gonna just run his mouth. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
He's gonna be noisy. Okay, so Monica thinks he's
Noisy.
gonna do something. He's not gonna sit quietly. He's gonna do something. All right, let's find out. Who wants to read this next part?
Can I?
Yes.
Mr. Buller said that if the students studied hard at the end of the year, they could go to French and be understood by the pupils. One kid raised his hand and asked, "What pupils?" The people of France.
Excellent. Mr. Bueller asked if anyone knew French, and Victor raised his hand, wanting to impress Teresa. That beamed and said, "Très bien. Parlez-vous français?" Oh, come on, Victor. Time to perform. Showtime, Victor. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Okay, this is now, if you want to read this part, this is the funny part of the story. I could read it, but I've read it 1,000 times. Does anybody want to take the funniest part of the story?
Can I?
Yes.
Victor didn't know what to say. The teacher wet his lips and asked something else in French. The room grew silence. Victor felt all eyes staring at him. He tried to bluff his way out by making noise that sounded French. La mi va me can la grandma. He said, certainly. Mr. Bowler reclined his face and curiosity asked him to speak up. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's just standing there going, just making noises. Blah, 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 blah. He's just letting it fly. Just noise, like make noise from his little face, hoping something is French. Okay, who wants the next? Yeah. Monica, you want to take the next part?
Okay. Gray rose books. I don't know. Did he say
Rose
that?
bushes.
Is books or bushes?
Rose bushes of red.
Or red bloomer. Old bitter cheeks, a river of nervous sweat, and ran down his spine. Oh my God. He fell out for. Teresa thought a few decks away, no doubt, thinking
No
he
doubt,
was
thinking he was a fool.
fool. Without looking at Mr. Buller, Victor Moblet. I don't know, teacher. We say
Mumbled. Remember,
mumble.
mumbled is just making
Oh,
noise.
Francis or Wee G in September.
Yeah,
What
he's
is
still
Wee
going.
G?
Well, what's he doing right here? Are these even words?
Wee G.
He is doing what he tried to bluff his way out by making noises that sounded French. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
So like he's just pretending he can speak a language. He's like, oh yeah, I speak that language, and he gets up and just just like
But he's liar, teacher. You don't.
he is
He's liar.
lying. Yeah. Oh, he's
Okay.
absolutely lying. He's a
Oh
big
my God.
liar. He's a
Oh
big
my
liar.
God.
So do you think he's going to be a poker player one day? I don't know. He's getting up there and he's just making noise. That's all he's doing. And is it working? So he thinks he's made a fool out of himself. Let's find out. Victor mumbled, French is September. That's all he's doing. Mr. Bueller asked him to repeat what he said. Frenchie of in September. Victor repeated. Mr. Bueller understood that the boy didn't know French and turned away. He walked to the blackboard and pointed the words on the board with his steel-edged ruler. La batio, he sang. La batio, students repeated. La batio et Sulia, he sang. La batio et Sulia. Victor was too weak from failure to join the class. Oh, poor kid. Who wants to read this?
Can I join?
Yes, Shamara, yes.
Victor was too weak from failure to join the class. He started at the board in which he had taken Spanish, no French. Better yet, he wished he could start his life over. He had never been so embarrassed. He bit his tongue until he tore off a sliver of skin.
Beautiful image. He's so embarrassed. He's going like this and bites a piece of skin off of his own thumb.
Oh my God.
The bell sounded for fifth period. Who wants the next part?
Can I?
Yes.
The bell sounded for fifth period, and Victor shot out of the room, avoiding the stares of the other kids, but had to return for his math book. He looked sheepishly at the teacher, who was erasing the board. Then, widened his eyes in terror at Teresa, who stood in front of him. I didn't know you knew French, she said. That was good.
Woo! It worked. Everybody, take a look at this. It worked. Now Teresa approaches him. Hey, I didn't know you knew French. It worked. It worked. It's a miracle. It worked. She's really impressed. Oh, she thinks he's a real smart kid. But who knows? He doesn't know what he has no idea what he was saying. Who in the room is still there knows this kid was faking it. He's a liar. Who knows he's a big liar? Tell me. This guy, the teacher.
All the students. I
Well,
think.
maybe, but it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. Teresa thinks he can speak French, and she's now talking to him. She is approaching him now. Wow. Good job, Victor. But you got a problem, Victor. You got the French teacher right there who knows you're a big liar. Oh, right in front of him. So everybody, what do you think the French teacher is going to do? Is the French teacher going to clown him, embarrass him? Oh yeah, you speak French. Or is the French teacher going to say nothing and let the two of them walk away? No one is the wiser. What's going to happen? Doris, you want to take this one? Mr. Bueller looked at Victor.
Okay. Mr. Bueller looked at Victor and Victor looked at back. Oh, please, don't say anything, Victor, playing with his eyes. will wash your car, mount your law, walk your dog, anything. I will be your best student, and I will clean your ear after school. Oh my God.
So Mr. Bueller, what are we gonna learn about Mr. Bueller? I'm gonna read this one part and then we'll have another discussion. Mr. Bueller shuffled through the papers on his desk. He smiled and hummed as he sat down at work. So take a look. Mr. Bueller knows exactly what's going on. Mr. Bueller knows that he's a liar who just wants to impress the girl. And Mr. Bueller, he just looks the other way. Yep, nothing to see here. Wow. Why didn't Mr. Bueller let Teresa know that Victor was a big liar? He doesn't speak French. Mr. Bueller's just kind of like minding his own business and lets Victor slide, lets him get away with the lie. That's what I want to finish the class with. Quick breakout rooms again. Why didn't Mr. Bueller say something? Why? Quickly, different breakout rooms. Why didn't the teacher say, oh, he can't speak French. He's a big liar. Don't be fooled, Teresa. Come on.
I think I have the answer ready.
Okay. Quick breakout rooms, different breakout rooms. Okay. Go.